So the world is abundant with breakup recovery methods, but I've seen no other work as efficiently and as quickly as meditation, journaling, and, well, just getting therapy. Now, for most people, these three methods, modalities, however you want to call them, are the catalyst for stupendous personal growth after a breakup. And because of these powerful healing capabilities, for a lack of a better phrase, I've named them the Holy Trinity of breakup recovery. And in this video, I'll go over them one by one and explain how you can do them, how you can apply them, and why they're even, well, just so powerful. So let's start off first of all with meditation, which is basically the act of observing oneself in silence and in stillness. You can do it practically anywhere at any time, and you don't need any fancy gear or software, thankfully, to pull it off. Plus, the benefits of meditation are pretty damn good as well, pretty damn cool and pretty useful to know. So, first of all, meditation improves focus and therefore improves discipline. It clears up your thinking, it clears up your intuition's accuracy, it essentially enhances it, and it motivates you to invest more in crucial areas of your life unrelated to your ex and the breakup, areas that actually help you get over the breakup faster, like sleep, health, your social life, even your spiritual well-being, if you're into that. It also increases emotional stability and deepens self-awareness, which kind of translates to fewer temper tantrums and frustrations and neuroticism. Don't get me wrong, you'll still feel all of that shit, but you will be way better at dealing with it, at learning to manage it essentially better. So now that I got you all stirred up for this whole meditation thing, here's how to do it, at least one way, one of the many ways of doing it. First, obviously, find a place where you won't be disturbed. Then set a timer, maybe a phone or a clock, for about 10 to 20 minutes. Then I want you to sit down on the floor with your legs crossed, and of course, if it hurts, grab a pillow or two and stick them right below you. Now keep your back straight while you're doing this, right? And lastly, place your hands on your knees or cup them softly in your lap. And as a side note, don't stress too much about your posture being perfect. It really doesn't have to be. Just try your best, and that's that. Now either close your eyes or keep them opened and look straight ahead and relax your whole body. The way you do this is by essentially releasing any tension from each of your muscles by focusing on them and then, well, releasing the tension. And I would start with the ones in your face and then progress slowly and end with those on your feet. Fun fact, this process is called a body scan, and it's like foreplay before the actual meditation. You can Google it, you can look it up. It's a legit thing, a legit part of this process. Now I want you to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose until your chest is full, and then out through your mouth until it fully contracts. And after taking these deep breaths, I want you to shift your breathing to just like your usual regular pace. And this is where the actual meditation starts. So we want you to keep inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth for the next 10 or 20 minutes, depending on what you've put on the timer next to you. And I want you to relax, unwind, and try to think about nothing really. Remember, meditation is all about focusing on your breath, on the present moment, despite all the different thoughts and feelings that creep into your mind. It may even help to count 0 when you reach the end of your inhale, and it can also help to then count 1 when you reach the end of your exhale. So this way you kinda never lose track of your breath, or at least it's way less likely. Now keep doing this over and over again until your timer rings. And note that meditation will feel uncomfortable and it will feel challenging at first, and you probably will not be able to stay focused for probably more than a few breaths, maybe like 3 inhales, exhales, because you're just not used to the whole thing. Your mind will wander off by then already. And that's fine, you know, you want to expect stuff like that. I mean, you're not accustomed to the painful sitting position yet, nor the weird sensations that come up with meditation, nor the discipline in general of just, you know, quieting the mind. So just don't judge or beat yourself up for it. When you screw up, just let it go. You'll get better in time. Now, if you need extra help with meditation, what I personally found worked really well for me are meditation apps. Now, I personally tried Calm and the Waking Up app. I'm not paid to recommend them, by the way. I just really like them. But there's also other apps available for you if you want to check those out as well. I don't know the names, don't know the efficiency, how great they are or how bad they are. But yes, meditation apps do exist. You should probably try them out. But anyhow, let's go to journaling, right? Now, journaling, it has a lot of benefits. In many ways, it's very similar to meditation as well. Like, it reduces emotional distress and the impact of just your stress in general and stressful events that have on you. It aids your sleep. It helps your communication skills, if that matters to you, maybe in business and therefore also in your social life, because, you know, everyone can be a fucking better communicator, it seems, especially these days when so many of us are on the phones all the time and, you know, people are less social in general. And of course, journaling, because of all of these things, helps you be more productive as well. So, how do you start? How do you start journaling? Well, here's the thing. Here's what you probably shouldn't do, right? You shouldn't try and overcomplicate the whole thing. You want to keep it simple. So just grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, and start writing about your breakup. That's pretty much all there is to it. Maybe jot down things like how you currently feel. Maybe you can write about your worries, what you're angry about, what you're afraid of. You can also write about what you are grateful for or appreciative for, kind of like a gratitude journal. Another solid idea is to put down lessons from your last relationship that basically your last relationship taught you. And, or you can use journaling as an outline for, well, outlining an ideal future for yourself, and then you can set goals that take you closer to actualizing and reaching that future. And hell, you can even write about all the things that I just listed if you have enough time to kill. Just whatever you do, like I said, don't overcomplicate or overanalyze this simple discipline. Like too many people, they spend days researching the best times and places to journal and the pros and cons of each different journal and different pens and notebooks. Just don't fall into that rabbit hole. Just start writing, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all there is to it. The therapeutic effects are sure to come regardless. Like the fact that you've brain dumped your thoughts and your feelings on a piece of paper, well, that just makes feeling better afterward virtually guaranteed. Now let's talk about therapy. While many people, they bounce back and forth with this idea, the experience can be incredibly life-changing and in a good way. So I just can't recommend it enough. Like it helped me personally, it helped a lot of people that I've helped with their breakups. And you want to think about it like this. A good therapist will act as the examiner in your relationship. So the person asking why. They will lead you to question your inner world, to consider new perspectives about your breakup, and help you realize new things about yourself and, well, your then relationship, your ex-relationship. And they will also give you an outside and hopefully objective perspective on the entire situation. Now, the idea behind therapy is really simple. Making the unconscious aspect of your mind conscious. Now, these are aspects like triggers for your, certain emotional outbursts, niggling insecurities, self-esteem issues even. Whatever is the case with you, therapy is going to help you manage all of these things better. Now, once you spawn adequate self-awareness around those issues, you'll be able to exercise control over them, over those blemishes. And that's generally how you take care of your mental and emotional health. So let me illustrate this for you. Suppose you always felt uncontrollably anxious when your ex hasn't called you back. In that case, there is probably something hidden within your unconscious that's causing you to react in such a senseless, dumb manner, right? Now, by attending therapy, you can start kind of burrowing into that blemish, into your past specifically, and examining your life problems, personal challenges, the blemishes, and the traumas that I talked about in detail to find the trigger for your anxiety. Maybe you felt uncontrollably anxious because you had a neglectful dad whom you perhaps always tried to prove yourself to. Maybe it was because you had this overbearing, control freak mother who only showed affection under, I don't know, certain conditions. Or maybe it's a result of some other obscure trauma that you've stumbled upon somehow, or maybe even a collection of tiny traumas that you've experienced throughout a longer period of, let's say, a few years. A therapist will help you figure all of these things out. And when that happens, you'll be able to process your anxiety in a safe environment, which will further allow you to, I guess, become more aware of that anxiety and therefore not feel so powerless to your outbursts when they occur, right? So in time, you should be able to actually exercise enough emotional self-control or emotional control to modify and change your behavior despite your anxiety or any other problems that pop up. And one last thing about therapy, please don't be too worried about picking the right type. Now, I know there are a lot of types of therapy to choose from. Jungian, psychoanalysis, CBT, ACT, but the thing is, studies show that all of them work to some extent and produce, on average, a relatively similar result. So just pick one, try it out, see if it resonates, and stick with it for the long haul. Because this is kind of a long-term play. The only way to get results with therapy is to stick with it for months, sometimes even years. In fact, you're probably gonna have to stick with it for a few years. Now, some final thoughts, right, about all of this stuff, about meditation, about journaling, about therapy. If we zoom out a little bit, the reason these modalities, these methods work so well is because they help you make your unconscious thoughts and feelings and traumas and other random emotional blemishes conscious. And as a result of this transition, you're able to not only unearth these issues, locate them, you also will be able to acknowledge them and then face them. And from there on out, you'll be much more competent in taking control of them as well. And once you take control of them, so basically meaning you'll learn how to minimize them, how to manage them, and act in ways that lead to positive outcomes despite these things, well, then you will get better. Then you will grow personally. You're going to heal faster from your breakup, and you're going to be way more ready to get into a healthy, lasting relationship, well, whenever you're going to be ready for that, be that with your ex or someone completely brand new. So that's pretty much it for this little video. If you like what you heard, if you like what you saw, and you want to learn more, download my recovery cheat sheet. It's basically a cheat sheet with like 40 plus tips on how to grow and heal and just get through a breakup. And if you want to maybe get that cheat sheet, by the way, it's like a one-page, cute little sexy PDF document. Just click the link below in the description. And well, that's pretty much it, okay? So it was nice talking to you, and take care.